Well, joining us now to tell us more about the campaign is the COO of CanAge, Miss Jana Ray. Miss Ray, welcome to Forum Daily.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So let's start with this, ma'am. What exactly is dementia, and can it be chalked up to just one particular condition?
No, it can't actually. Dementia is a term used to describe a variety of disorders of the brain. And Alzheimer's represents about 80% of cases, but there are other forms of dementia that arise from a variety of causes. Dementia itself is not a disease. As I mentioned, it's this sort of umbrella term, if you will, of these disorders. And all dementia related disorders, they are caused by damage to the nerve cells in the brain. And the effects of dementia can have a significant impact on one's ability to perform what are known as ADLs, or activities for daily living. So things like we take for granted, like bathing, changing, your overall mobility, eating, that sort of thing. Dementia can have impact on those kinds of things.
So why did CanAge decide to launch this educational campaign around dementia?
Oh, sure. First and foremost, I would say it's the stigma and fear among the general population around dementia. That is well known. A lot of individuals express, lots of surveys show that about 60% of older adults are really quite, they fear dementia, and they feel that, sort of life is over once there's a dementia diagnosis. Doctors themselves have also expressed and indicated in surveys in Canada and around the globe that they do not always feel fully equipped to handle all aspects of dementia. In fact, a survey here in Canada in 2015 suggested that just 2 in 5 doctors felt well prepared to manage community dementia care. And finally, in 2017, the federal government announced a national dementia strategy. And as CanAge, we tend to do a lot of report cards and reports on sort of how those strategies are doing. We've done similar types of reports with vaccines and vaccine effectiveness province to province. And we'll be following up on where that strategy is right now as well in a report that we'll be releasing very soon.
Now, there's a lot of misconceptions around the issue of dementia. So tell us a little bit more about the most common myths around this condition.
Yeah, no, I think that, in terms of myths, a lot of people think that it's just a normal part of aging, and it isn't. And that's, I think, the most critical piece of it. And again, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people think that once you have dementia, sort of life is over. And that's not the case either. There are a lot of people that are living with dementia and can live well for quite long, provided that there is early intervention and diagnosis.
So how much of the Canadian population is currently facing any type of memory loss or cognitive decline, Matt?
Oh, that's a great question. And it's a great question for lots of reasons. Diagnosis is actually the biggest challenge that we have. In fact, Alzheimer's International just released a report, and actually McGill University was quite involved in the production of that report in 2021, showing that globally diagnosis rates are under-reporting, the prevalence of disease. And what we're seeing actually is, for example, the federal government through health-related data and that sort of thing, they show those numbers to be about 420,000. Alzheimer's Society here in Canada show that number to be over 500,000. Alzheimer Association shows that number to be double those numbers. So it's really hard to sort of pinpoint exactly where we are because it's not being effectively measured. And so that's a real part of the problem.
All right, ma'am, just about 30 seconds left here, but what do we know so far about the causes to getting some sort of disease related to dementia, or any kind of ways to prevent it?
Sure. It tends to be the usual suspects of healthy lifestyle factors, things like tobacco use, alcohol use, weight, anything that can cause, for example, heart disease and those kinds of conditions, diabetes. These tend to also have a correlation to dementia as well. So if you engage in healthy lifestyle behaviors, then you are in effect reducing your risk of dementia.